Hi, welcome to FoodieandFit. My name is Michael James, and today I just wanted to do a quick video just talking about things to avoid while eating healthy. One of the things that we don't realize is that when you're eating healthy, it's not all the healthy food that's advertised as healthy or what you think is healthy is actually healthy. It's very easy to go wrong, especially when you're counting your calories or tracking macros, because you're not looking at some of the other nutrients that you're eating. So for me, when I started buying protein powder, I didn't know what I was doing. I bought just the generic market pantry stuff from Target. I thought, hey, this should be fine. And it was a good thing to get started, but when I started looking at the actual label, the things that come up when you're taking in more protein is you need to be careful of sodium content, and cholesterol. For anyone who's thinking about trying to do any high protein diets, what's your sodium level? What's your cholesterol level? I had high cholesterol when I was 26, 27, and it wasn't a surprise when the doctor told me, because I was eating a burrito a day, which is not the healthiest of diets, but so that was an easy fix. And after I stopped eating that, like, my cholesterol went to actual normal levels. Some people are predisposed to have high cholesterol, and that's really something that they need to be concerned about. And honestly, you should just be concerned with anything that you're taking the time to put in your body. So when I decided to start looking into protein powders and what I was eating, I realized, wow, this has a lot of calories, and also the carbohydrates and the cholesterol and the sodium, it's just not where I wanted. So for me, I switched to a different brand, and for me, I'm not going to go too into brands because I know that seems like it's just an endorsement, and that's not what I'm here for. I'm just trying to make sure people are thinking about the things that they're taking in. So I use MyFitnessPal because if you scroll from the macros, if you swipe over, you can look at just your nutrients. Excuse me. So taking a look at your nutrients is important. So I chose a protein powder that I went with a higher end. First I went to Gold Standard, Optimal Nutrition Gold Standard, and I did that because for me, nutrition is the balance between price and quality. And so you're trying to find that perfect balance. I know some people will spend a lot of money. It's very easy to spend $100 on protein powder, and other people are going to spend $30 on protein powder, and you have to wonder what the difference is. The difference can come in the quality of the whey, what other things that they're mixing into it, so like other fillers. So the Optimal Nutrition Gold Standard, I used to love that, and I'd always order that from Amazon because you can get that for like about 50 bucks, and you can choose whatever flavor. And I did that for about 2 years, and it worked fine. But when I really wanted to tighten the screws and to my meal plan and figure out what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong, I took a look back at the protein powder. Because again, if you're cooking your own food and keeping things very basic, just cooking a protein, a green carb, and maybe a grain or whatever, like, that's very simple. But you need to relook at some of the things that you're like. Supplementation is not for everyone, and honestly, most people don't need supplementation if they're not taking a look at their diet. For me at the time, I was working out consistently, I was running, I'm staying very active, so supplementation was the best thing for me. So it wasn't just about, so when I looked at the Optimal Nutrition protein after I've been using it for 2 years, I was like, well, hey, there's some healthy amount of carbs, and the sodium is, like, it's fine, but why do they have different levels? Because I went on to Optimal Nutrition's website and I saw, hey, okay, they have this gold standard, which I've seen. I know a lot of people buy. You can buy it from Costco, you can get it from a lot of places. But what's this Hydro Whey, or this Hydro Whey Isolate, or this Performance Whey? The quality levels for whey dictate what you're going to get. So again, starting off, the gold label, the gold standard was fine with what I was doing, but especially when I wanted to take my game up a notch, that's when every calorie count, every calorie mattered, every gram of carbs, every gram of protein, all the fat, when everything matters that much, I couldn't just stick with the same stuff that is mass marketed. I switched to Costco in South Carolina carries a performance isolate from that same brand from Optimum Nutrition that I switched to because it was like, hey, this is better than the gold standard in terms of the calories were less, the quality of protein, because the whey protein, the more it gets filtered, that's how you get the isolate protein and the hydro isolate, and it improves. I definitely encourage you to look at YouTube or watch other videos and stuff to kind of get a better understanding if that's not what you're familiar with. But so for me, taking the time to switch to that brand, it was not the time to switch to that label. It was still the same brand, it was still the same price point, and that availability was very key for me. So I switched to that, and that's what I was using until I moved back to California. When I moved back to California, I couldn't find that in my Costco. I could still order from Costco online, but I didn't get that, it was not as immediate, so that's the kind of thing that made me start looking at well, maybe I need to switch it off. So currently I still use something from Optimum Nutrition, but I use their Hydro Isolate Whey, and I found great success with that. It's available on Amazon, and I've stuck with it because it's the same price, unlike a lot of isolates and a lot of just whey in general, where the price varies by what store you're going to. I'm a very thrifty shopper, so I like to get the best deals. So for me, going to Amazon and seeing, hey, about $50 to get 3.5 pound tub of whey, hey, that's perfect. That's what I was getting. So I'm not getting less. I'm getting about the same size, and it was just the wide availability. So really, you don't need to buy that brand, but I'm just trying to highlight where you need to start finding little flaws in your meal prepping, and where you're not tracking. Again, you need to track all you need to be able to track all of the things that you're putting into your body. So the sodium level and the cholesterol level are key, not just calories. And so while switching to the performance isolate and the hydro isolate, those shaved off small amounts of sodium, small amounts of carbohydrates, small amounts of cholesterol, but that really helps, especially in the grand picture. So from there, I was also looking at protein bars. Before, I was also still doing Target's protein bars, thinking, hey, this would be fine. And then at the same time, I'm looking at the protein powder, I was looking at the protein bar, I'm looking at the protein bars and saying, well, what's in here? And I realized, you know what? This actually has a lot of sugar. So I started shopping around for brands. I found Pure Protein is widely available, and if I got the Just Deluxe chocolate, that actually would give me the right balance of, hey, the calories that I'm putting into my body, and the protein I'm getting out of that, and then a low amount of sodium and cholesterol. And it's funny because originally I was getting their variety pack from Costco, which comes with chocolate chip, chocolate deluxe, and peanut butter, and I hate peanut butter. And then when I started looking into those through there, I was like, wow, the three varieties in this variety pack have a wide ranging difference between the amount of sodium in there and a lot of cholesterol. So for me now, I just buy this from Target or Walmart, and I just buy the chocolate deluxe because it has a lot less sodium that's going into it than the peanut butter or the chocolate chip. And sodium, especially if you're complaining about looking puffy or water retention, all that plays into it. So especially when you're maybe predisposed to a high blood pressure, you want to be able to control your sodium intake, and that's just something that you need to start looking at everything you're putting into your body. So today I just bought beef jerky stick. It's like a built-in beef jerky stick. I saw it at my 24-hour fitness, and I normally just peruse over there to see what's available, and I actually found hey, this is fine when it comes to sodium. It's not too high. Most beef jerky sticks or most beef jerky or some of these things will blow out sodium to like, hey, 500 milligrams for a small portion. So that's the thing too, is like, I need to make sure what's a portion. Okay, this protein stick is one portion. It's 290 milligrams of sodium in the thing. So it's like, okay, that's fine. Looking at some of the ones sitting next to it, those were 400, 500. I would like, again, it's key to understand what you're putting into your body. So just make it, these are things to consider. Whatever you're eating, even if you're gonna get a candy or chips or whatever as your little cheat or your little break, just turn the package around. Take a look at how much sodium is in there. When I first started doing MyFitnessPal, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be religious about this. I'm just going to put everything in there. So I went to McDonald's. I got 2 sausage McGriddles, and that's it. I ate them happily, and I was putting them into MyFitnessPal. And then guess what? It told me when I scrolled over the nutrients tab, that was almost my entire sodium intake for the day in just those 2 little sandwiches that I had in the morning. And that kind of makes me stop and wonder. It's not, especially if you're working out, can you have more sodium? Yes, because you're going to sweat it out. But the thing is, you want to at least know what levels you're taking, so that way you know if you're taking too much, because taking too much is never good. So just for this tip for today, take a look at your ingredients. See how much cholesterol you're taking. See how much sodium you're taking. Those are the things that we don't focus as much on, because people buy things just because it says low fat, or just because it says high protein or no carbs. But how much sugar is going into that? Sugar is another thing that's why I stopped buying certain brands of Greek yogurt, was because they were putting so much sugar into it that's undermining the progress I'm making. But what's the good of controlling what I'm eating, but then gimping myself by having so much sugar that like it's not encouraging my body to lose weight. It's not putting myself in the place that I need to be. So if you like the content that I'm providing, please take the time to like, subscribe. I'm curious, if you've had this before where you bought something and you found out that it was crazy levels of sodium, sugar, or cholesterol, what was that product? Please tell me in the comments below on YouTube. Thank you and have a good day.